Hi everyone, we are here to tell you how we found our farm work. Before this, we were in the Gold Coast, and we both had lost our jobs because of the coronavirus, and we couldn't stay in the Gold Coast for long without working. So we had to start looking for farm work. So what we did was we started calling hostels directly, working hostels and farms as well directly, and asking if they were taking on any workers to finish their 88 days for their visas.
And so we kept calling, and what was happening was either we would get a voicemail, voicemail was full, or the number was just disconnected entirely. So I had the idea of then calling businesses near the hostels, like a church or a gas station or whatever, any kind of business, and asking them if that business was still open, or even if they had a number to contact them on. And a lot of times they would just say, no, that hostel's been closed now for who knows how long. So I just kept trying, and eventually I called this one motel, and the guy said, hey, I actually know a guy, so if you're looking for farm work and accommodation, I'm able to help you out. Just give me a second. The call ended. Less than 2 minutes later, he gives me a call back, and he says, hey, the guy's expecting your phone call, here it is. That call ended, and then the next one started, and the guy who we're working for now, he answered the phone.
First of all, the gentleman that gave Austin the number said that he knew this guy personally. That he was very trustworthy. He's been doing this for years, like he knows what he's doing. So then when we got on the phone with him, we could see that that was true, because he spoke very confidently. He knew what he was talking about. He gave us all the information that we needed. He answered all of our questions. And you could just tell that he really cared. He really cared, and he knew what he was doing, and he had been doing this for years. So that sort of, we were a little bit skeptical at first, but that made us feel a little bit better. And he also said that the farm work would be starting within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So then we thought, okay, this is great. We need to leave the Gold Coast. We're not making any money here, and then we can soon start working and make more money there. So then we asked him, okay, great, how do we go forward with this? And he said, how do you plan on getting to Bowen? And we told him with the train. And he said, okay, great, as soon as you get your ticket, send me a screenshot of your ticket and send it to me, and that will secure your spot on the list. So he has a whole list of backpackers, and obviously people at the top of the list get their farm work first. And then he works down the list.
And we ended up being like 20th on the list.
20th and 21st. So he said, send me that screenshot and that will secure your spot on the list. So literally, I think not even like 10 minutes later, right then we went online, got our ticket, we screenshot it, we sent it to him, and he said, okay, great, no problem, like, see you then. And he said, I'll pick you up from the train station. So we thought, like, holy crap, like, this is so insane. It all fell into place.
It all happened very quickly.
Very quickly. And we were trying for so long, and we were
feeling... it was like 2 weeks that we were trying.
Straight. Of just calling numbers and like...
calling farms, calling other hostels. And we were getting nowhere with it.
So we were kind of feeling a little bit hopeless, because our only options were going home or finding farm work. So we had to make it work.
And the reality of going home is getting more real.
And we didn't want to go home, of course. So the day came. We packed up all of our stuff. We took a 16-hour train ride.
There's a video that we already have. You can check that one out.
From there, we took a train from Brisbane to Bowen. And that was it. And we got off the train, and that was him. He was there. He picked us up. And then right from there, he took us to his office, where we just went over some paperwork stuff. We paid rent our first and last week. We had a contract to sign, just some rules of the house. And that was it. And I will say that our situation and sort of working with somebody like him that's sort of a recruiter ended up being better than, I think, than being in a hostel or a working hostel.
For sure.
Because we have our own room, and we're not paying a private room premium.
We have 3 other roommates.
We have 3 other roommates who, same situation, a couple and a single person have their own room.
And it's easy. It's so easy.
It's easy.
Rather than being in a hostel, and like some backpackers are just filthy. Like, some of them are just so gross.
Like, I'm sure you guys have experienced bad hostels before. We definitely have, and we didn't want that. So it ended up working out. So we were really fortunate, and we were really lucky. And from there, we went from his office, we signed everything we needed to sign, and that was it. And then we had our own place.
Yeah.
And then we just had to wait for farm work to start. So that was that.
Yeah. So for some advice of you guys that might feel like they're stuck in a situation, advise you
maybe try what we did. If you know that you're looking for farm work and you know that the town you're looking for is a small town, you might benefit from calling businesses and not even saying, hey, do you know if this place is open? You can just strike up a conversation. Do you know of anybody?
Just be friendly, of course. And like, it's all about connections, so you never know who you'll get on the phone. And as well, I know Facebook, there's a lot of Facebook groups, but they're also not the best. That might be best for getting some advice and giving advice, but for finding work, I didn't find that helpful at all. There's just a lot of spamming of like other backpackers in the same position saying, I need work, I need work, I need work, and other people like giving out work, but it's just scams.
It's just scams.
So
we've heard so many stories just on those pages of people that got scammed.
So again, for finding work, what we did, trying to contact other businesses, and also maybe call farms and other hostels, but as well, what our roommates did, one found work through the Harvest Trail, Harvest Labor, I believe, and also a
sort of a recruitment agency.
Just a recruitment agency for farm work.
So we'll link those below as well. We'll get the correct sites. But with them, it was the same idea. Once they called these agencies, they gave them this guy's number directly. So that's actually another thing I'll mention, is that if you do decide to go that route, it's always good to start at the beginning of the season. So for the guy that we are with, he is able to call those agencies and say, don't give out my number anymore, I'm full. And then once he's full, he's not accepting any more people. So it might be beneficial to start earlier in the season. Just do a quick Google search of when the harvest starts and what you're harvesting as well.
And then try to get ahead of
everybody else.
So best of luck for you guys.
We hope this helps.
Yeah, we do. So if you have any questions, down below in the comment section.
And stay tuned. Our next video will probably be about our farm work and our experiences with that so far.
All right.
See you next.